Rain slid down the towering glass facade of the Creswell Tech headquarters in downtown Seattle. Inside the sleek boardroom, the atmosphere was heavy, thicker than the storm clouds gathering outside. A dozen executives in sharp suits sat stiffly, while, at the front, 30 of the company's top engineers stood silent, drained by months of failure. The problem was simple to define but maddening to fix. For over half a year, Creswell had been chasing a breakthrough algorithm for an AI-driven logistics system, one that promised to transform global shipping. But every model they built broke, down deadlines had slipped, investors were growing restless, and Richard Creswell, the formidable CEO, was quickly running out of patience. Meanwhile, 3 floors below, 21-year-old Maya Lewis hugged a damp hoodie around her shoulders as she waited in the lobby with a warm takeout bag in hand. She was on her 3rd delivery for the day, squeezing in work between errands and night classes. Maya wasn't an engineer, nor was she officially enrolled in college yet. What she lacked in qualifications, she more than made up for with something that couldn't be listed on a CV: an insatiable curiosity. While waiting for someone to retrieve the food, Maya's eyes wandered. Through a hallway, she glimpsed a conference room where a screen displayed diagrams, code failures, and what looked like traffic simulations in real time. Her interest sparked. Maya had always adored puzzles. As a kid, she could spend hours buried in logic challenges. Something about the patterns on that screen felt off. 20 minutes passed. No one came for the food. Eventually, Maya approached the receptionist to ask if she could just leave it. Right then, the elevator dinged. A young developer, looking worn out and half-starved, stepped out. She handed him the bag and casually asked, "Hey, are those simulations about variable node predictions?" He blinked, surprised. "Yeah, why?" "Your route model favors high-traffic intersections but ignores real-time disruptions like weather or construction. That's why the system crashes." The developer just stared, stunned. Maya instantly regretted speaking. "Sorry," she mumbled. "I didn't mean anything. I just noticed it from the screen while I was waiting." Without a word, he took the food and got back on the elevator. Upstairs, the boardroom had just gone quiet. Creswell had announced that they were suspending the project. The junior developer burst in, breathless. "There's this girl downstairs," he said. "She just spotted a critical flaw in our model that none of us caught." Laughter echoed through the room until someone pulled up the node priority module. Silence replaced the jokes. Gasps followed. Within the hour, Maya, still soaked from the rain, heart pounding, was invited upstairs. One hand gripped her phone, the other clutched a worn notebook. She stepped into the room, greeted by 30 pairs of ICE engineers from MIT, Stanford, and Oxford, all staring at the delivery girl in sneakers and a rain-soaked hoodie. "What's your name?" Creswell asked, arching a brow. "Maya. I just deliver food." "You said we're missing a dynamic filter in the model." "Yes, sir. If you build a layered learning system using environmental heuristics, your error margin could drop by about 43%. Can you show us?" She nodded nervously and opened her notebook, revealing pages of chaotic sketches, equations, and annotated grids. She began explaining haltingly at first, but as she spoke, her confidence grew. For the first time in months, the simulation didn't fail. Not once. Maya moved to the whiteboard, outlining her thinking. The room stayed quiet and not dismissive, not mocking, just quietly captivated. These were professionals used to elite voices, but this drenched girl was speaking a language their AI hadn't understood until now. "Creswell, the man known for being he slowly stood. "You're suggesting that by rerouting our decision tree using real-time layered data, the algorithm could optimize itself as it runs?" Her fingers trembled as she nodded. "Yes, not just with traffic. Weather, construction zones, local events. You could give your model vision instead of relying on static pathways." Someone tested the new model in the background. It didn't just work, it improved itself with every new variable. The room buzzed. Something remarkable had just happened. Creswell stepped closer. "Where did you study?" "I haven't yet," Maya admitted. "I'm saving up, hoping to apply soon." "And you figured this out?" During lunch delivery, she smiled shyly. "It's just how my brain works." By nightfall, word of the fix had spread. Investors called back. Tech outlets started buzzing. Social media lit up with stories of the delivery girl who salvaged Creswell AI. But Maya didn't care for the spotlight. She only wanted one thing: a real opportunity. That same evening, with the clouds partying outside and sunlight streaming into the boardroom, Creswell made an announcement. "Our breakthrough came not from a resume," he said, standing beside her, "but from insight." Today, I'm proud to say Maya Lewis will lead our innovation division. We'll also fund her full education wherever she chooses to go. Applause followed, genuine and warm. Not the polite clapping of obligation, but the respect earned by someone who didn't need a degree to prove brilliance. In the weeks ahead, Maya helped shape the algorithm into a world-changing logistics engine. Creswell Tech didn't just recover its soared to new heights, but the most powerful legacy came from what Maya did next. With her first bonus, she opened a learning center in her neighborhood free for anyone, any age, who had the drive to explore but lacked the means. A safe space for minds like hers to grow, experiment, and believe. In a world where titles often define potential, Maya proved something extraordinary. Genius doesn't always come from elite boardrooms. Sometimes, it walks in with wet shoes, a curious mind, and the courage to speak up, and all it takes is one open door.